Today's video is brought to you by Beautiful Halo. Thank you so much for sponsoring me, first of all. And if you guys would like some good quality anime merch, you can go to Beautiful Halo, link in the description below. And on your next $49 plus order, you can get 5% off with the code MEME. And if it's $99 plus, you can get 10% off with the same code MEME, M-I-M-E. Let's get right into the video. Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is what if Naruto was half Senju and half Uchiha part 2. Last time we left off with Naruto actually waking up late and actually saving Inari and his mother from the bandits, Gato's men, and so now he's heading out to the battlefield. Of course, Naruto, once he arrives, he actually, sees his team getting kinda destroyed. Mostly Sasuke and, Sakura. Well, Sakura wasn't really doing much, but Sasuke was getting annihilated. And so, now, Naruto realized that, Sasuke is in grave danger. Because, Naruto doesn't want, his team to die here, he actually, helps out Sasuke. And, of course, Naruto's like, Sasuke, get out of the way, I'll take care of him. And basically Sasuke now is like, get out of my way, Naruto. And of course, Naruto really can't do much about that, since Sasuke doesn't really want Naruto's help. Now, what can he do? Anywho, of course, Naruto then says, Sasuke, you're getting out everyone's way right now. You're not going to be able to beat him. And of course, Naruto is telling Sasuke to get out of the way, because if he doesn't, then, Sasuke will get hit by Naruto's attack as well. And yeah, it's going to hurt. Anywho, Sasuke really doesn't understand why Naruto is saying this. At first he's like, do you really think I'm that weak? I'll destroy this kid. Anywho, of course, now Naruto's like, I've warned you, Sasuke. I told you to get out of my way. And of course now Naruto, has to avoid hitting Sasuke. But he actually begins by actually, creating a... sorry, that was my Apple Pen. Anywho, now... Naruto actually uses his wood release to actually create a wood prison, which actually imprisons, Haku and, Sasuke too. Anywho. Oh no, I freaking messed up. Apparently I wasn't recording, but the thing is, I was recording for 28 minutes, and this is the second minute. Anywho. I'll have to, go over it slowly, because I really need time. God damn it, man. I really wanted to draw. Anywho, of course, he imprisons Sasuke and Haku, but here is when Naruto changes his plans. Of course, he knocks out both Sasuke, Sakura, and Tazuna, because he doesn't want them to, see what he's going to do now. Of course, Naruto, actually, takes out, starts fighting Haku. He doesn't know it's actually Haku, but of course, Haku knows it's Naruto, and it's really hard for, Haku to fight Naruto, especially because he knows that Naruto is his friend. Anywho, now, of course, after this, Naruto actually beats Haku, since Sasuke never really got in the way of, Naruto getting annihilated by, Haku's Senbone. Here, Naruto never uses, the Nine Tails' chakra or anything. And yeah, anywho, of course, Naruto used wood release, which actually completely baffled everyone. Of course, Sasuke and Sakura, but they are out cold now. Even Tarzan is out. And anywho, Naruto realized that he really didn't have to, knock them out. And yeah, anywho, of course, he actually beats Haku easily, and even takes Haku's mask off. Of course, once he takes it off, he realizes who he is, and he asks just why is he doing this. And basically Haku then explains that Zabuza is his precious one. And of course Naruto understands, because Naruto has got, he did get, the speech from Haku about, if you have a precious one, you'll always get stronger. And anywho, now, of course, after this, Naruto understood, Haku's, why Haku is doing this. And anywho, of course, while they were actually talking, they weren't really like talking like friends right now. They were more like talking quickly because they're in a situation right now. And anywho, of course, Naruto says, "Wait, I have a plan." But as they say this, of course, as he says this, they hear the sound of 1,000 birds, and yeah, of course, Kakashi is about to use, the Rasengan, well, not the Rasengan, the Chidori, but on Zabuza, but as he's about to hit Zabuza with it, someone else comes in the way, and of course it's Haku. Of course, Haku actually takes the blow for Zabuza, because he doesn't want Zabuza to die or anything. He doesn't want Zabuza to get hurt at all, and so he took it for him, and Zabuza started calling him a tool, saying that he finally served his purpose. All this time it was just a liability until now, and this pissed off Naruto. When then basically Naruto actually Takano Jutsu thing, what's his name, Zabuza. But not only that, Naruto actually awakened the Monkey Sharingan again. Well, it's the second time him actually using it accidentally last time, when he actually found out about Shisui's death. But of course he never really knew about the Monkey Sharingan being activated. But still, now of course Naruto realized that he has new power within his eyes, and so he realizes that this must be the Mangekyo Sharingan that Shisui once showed him. And so he actually of course after the Takano Jutsu, Zabuza of course apologizes, and now Gato actually appears, and he says that he wasn't going to pay them, and they were just tools at his at his feet. And basically this pissed off not only Zabuza but both Naruto as well. And so Zabuza and Naruto team up here to actually take out Gato, because Gato needed to be taken out anyway, because Naruto promised Inari to avenge his father some way or somehow or some way. And anywho, now Naruto gets the chance to do that and avenge his fallen friend, because if Gato just never hired these two, so now Haku would be still alive somewhere else, and yeah, he wouldn't have minded not meeting him and having him survive than actually having met him and having him dead. Anywho, of course, this pissed off Naruto even further beyond. Anywho, now of course Naruto and Zabuza actually took on the Gato's men, and here Naruto actually showed off a bit of power. He actually used the Susanoo, and I'm going to say Naruto's Susanoo abilities right now, even though I explained it before. Anywho, the ability is actually for Naruto to actually of course he's actually able to create a with his hands, with the Susanoo ribcage or Susanoo hands. He's actually something a bit similar to Shisui's, like Shisui's OP freaking needles. Imagine that, but kunais, and Naruto can actually teleport to them, just like the Flying Raijin. Even though Naruto doesn't have the Flying Raijin, he can use it as the Flying Raijin, and he can teleport himself. The Susanoo, the perfect Susanoo, once he has it, yes, he will have it. I'll spoil in the end, but still, perfect Susanoo, even the Kurama avatar, and anyone else that is with him. But anywho, of course, Naruto actually uses this ability. Of course, he doesn't teleport, but what he does is that he actually, at first Zabuza decapitates him, but Naruto's not done. The Gato's head was still on his body, and he's there. Do you really think I'm going to allow you to have your head after all you've done? You're going to pay. And of course now Naruto actually, what he does is that he summons a katana of the Susanoo. Yes, Naruto has a sword too, but this sword is a normal sword, a normal Susanoo sword, but still it's pretty freaking durable, and it actually does damage. Of course, it's a Susanoo sword, what am I talking about? And of course, Naruto can actually summon multiple, he can summon different kinds of tools for the Susanoo. But anywho, right now Naruto's actually using, the katana. He actually cuts Gato in half, and then not only that, Naruto uses his, he actually summons both the arms now, and he uses both the arms. He actually, but on each side of Gato, he actually has a palm open, and basically he shoots out all the kunais, and basically Gato gets annihilated. And Naruto then actually, after this, sees Zabuza fall to the ground, and basically, Naruto, Zabuza says, "Thank you, kid. Thank you. You've made me realize my mistakes, and I'm sorry. I couldn't protect Haku." And basically, Naruto's like, "Sharp, man. You're dying. You should have said something better than apologizing to me while you're dying, you idiot." And of course, Zabuza says, "This is the best way to go out." And of course, then actually dies. And Naruto, of course, in pain, realizing that not only did he lose, he couldn't protect his friend, but he couldn't protect his friend's loved one. So basically, the person his friend gave his life up for, he couldn't protect that person. And Naruto is completely devastated right now. But of course, Kakashi comes to help Naruto bury them, while the rest was still pretty much at cold. And anywho, Naruto is completely saddened by Haku's and Zabuza's death. And this is not the first time Naruto losing someone precious to him. Naruto's no longer suicidal or anything, but of course that is all thanks to his master, Shisui Uchiha. We all know him. Shisui the Shisui the teleporter. And of course, Naruto actually realizes that he needs to get even stronger from now on. He needs to get so strong that no one can even stand a chance up against him. And he needs to learn new jutsus that are even stronger than the jutsus he knows now. And, he needs to actually train in his Susanoo ability. Of course, now that Naruto knows that he can actually use the Susanoo, he will train extremely hard in it. And yeah, anywho, he actually begins, once the rest wake up. Actually, Tazuno doesn't really care if Naruto has wood release or not. He only cares about his village being safe, and of course he's grateful to Naruto and Shinobi. But still, now of course Sakura and Sasuke ask how Naruto has wood release, and Naruto's like, "Listen, guys, I am not in the mood to tell you, please." And they can see that Naruto actually was sobbing for some reason. Of course, they didn't really want to get into details with Naruto because, Naruto isn't the type of guy to, give too much information about himself, because they pretty much know nothing about Naruto, to be honest. All they know about Naruto is that his name is Naruto. Oh yeah, I forgot. Naruto is not Naruto Uzumaki here. All they know about Naruto is that he's one of the last survivors of the Senju clan, which was a rival clan to the Uchiha clan, and Naruto is called Naruto Senju. But of course, that is because Minato. Of course, a lot of people did know that Minato was an Uchiha, but since the Uchiha clan, Minato had a lot of enemies, and Naruto took the Senju name because they didn't know about Kushina being a Senju. But still, anywho, now Naruto of course returns to the village with Team 7, and Team 7, of course, this time Kakashi is bothered to actually tell Team 7 about the Chunin exams, the upcoming Chunin exams, because he actually wants to train one of his students. He wants to train Naruto because he knows that Naruto is an Uchiha, and he could be a perfect candidate to pass on one of his signature ability, especially because I wouldn't say candidate, but still, Naruto has the Sharingan, and this is the first person Kakashi can ever teach the Chidori other than himself. But still, of course, Naruto actually wants to train on his own, but then Kakashi actually came to Naruto saying, "You want to learn a pretty strong ninjutsu?" And Naruto's like, "Of course I want to." And basically, Kakashi then says, "I've seen your skills in the Land of Waves, and I just want to tell you this before we begin this training. This technique needs your Sharingan." And of course, Naruto's like, "Yeah, okay." Of course, during the next 2 weeks, Naruto and Kakashi get to bond with each other, become student and teacher, and yeah, Naruto learns the Chidori and the Lightning Blade. He actually begins the training for the Lightning Blade, but he knows the basics for it, and so the Lightning Blade would be much easier for Naruto to learn, so he doesn't need Kakashi's help for that. But it's too late anyway. The 2 weeks have passed, and yeah, of course the Chunin exams are now beginning. But anywho, after this, Team 7 meets up again after a full 2 weeks of not seeing each other. And yeah, the Chunin exams begin. Of course, Naruto and the rest actually walk into the Chunin exams, and Naruto here realizes, that they're in a Genjutsu, and so, you know, uh, Naruto actually, dispels the Genjutsu, releases it, but not even moving a finger, still having his hands in his pockets. He just dispels the Genjutsu, and here Lee still arrives and still challenges Sasuke, and Sasuke this time doesn't accept, because Sasuke is smart in this, and he actually knows that if he uses he fights Lee now, he's not only going to hinder himself in the next part of the in the exam, and also he's going to not only hinder himself but his team in case there is a team exercise or something, or a team test. People will know his abilities, and yeah, of course, he doesn't even know anything about Lee, and once he declines, Naruto just smiles and says, "You made the right choice, Sasuke. You could have made a big mistake there. Not only do you not know any of his abilities, but you could have just gave away most of your secrets to the other Genins here." And of course, Sasuke is like, "Do you think I'm that stupid?" And Naruto's like, "Not really, but you never know. Sometimes you don't make the best rational decisions." And of course, Sasuke, and takes that as a insult, and he's like, "What do you say to me?" And Naruto's like, "Shut up, the exam's about to start, I don't want to start fighting you instead of the other teams." And of course, Sasuke then is like, "Damn prick, every time, so cold." Anywho, of course, Sasuke is a bit more friendlier to Naruto. He actually wants to be rivals with Naruto, but still, anywho, Naruto actually thinks of Sasuke as a friend, but of course he doesn't really show it, because he's not the type of guy to show it. Right? He's not the same Naruto that he was in the original, but still. Anywho, now after this, Naruto and Team 7 actually begin the bell test, and well, not the bell test, sorry, the first exam. And the first exam is easily passed by the whole team. Naruto's much smarter here. He got taught by Shisui, and Naruto, of course, actually cared about his studies here too, so he passed easily with top schools, best schools in the whole entire Leaf Village. In the whole entire Leaf Village's Chunin exam history, Naruto got the highest ever. But still, now, of course, after this, the second part of the exam began. Of course, Naruto still needed to go do his business here, and so Sasuke's like, "All right, I can handle any team anyway." Anywho, of course, now any any team anyway. Anywho, wow, that was mad. Anywho, now Naruto, of course, says, "Don't get too cocky, Sasuke, you never know." And Sasuke is there, "Don't worry, I got this." And anywho, of course, while Naruto went, Sasuke and, Sakura still got attacked by Orochimaru. And here, Orochimaru wastes no time to actually, take out Sasuke and, bite him in the neck. And anywho, now, Naruto, of course, arrives right before, just saying, Orochimaru actually wanted to kill Sakura in case Sakura told the Hokage about Orochimaru's, interference in the exam, and the Hokage would have, made the, Leaf's security even stronger. And Orochimaru really didn't want that to happen now. And anywho, now, of course, Naruto arrived to save Sakura last moment, and he's like, "Who's this Sakura? Why is Sasuke in the ground? Quickly tell me." And of course, Sakura then explains that this one bit Sasuke in the neck, and now he's on the ground, and he has that mark on his neck, and she doesn't understand what it is. And Naruto's like, "Okay, Sakura, I want you to run as far as you can and as fast as you can while I while I distract him. But remember, Sakura, once you run, you'll be alone. So you'll have to protect Sasuke until I return to you, okay? Understood, Sakura?" And Sakura, at first she was skeptical, and basically Naruto's like, "Do you want Sasuke to be even in more danger? Do you not understand he's injured? You have to run. I cannot fight with you two here. Sasuke would just be a liability now. And you two, I can't go all out with worrying about you guys. I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. You need to get stronger, Sakura. And this is the best chance for you to get stronger through experience. Now run." And of course, Naruto is being serious now. And anywho, of course, Sakura takes Sasuke on her back and starts running as fast as possible. And anywho, of course, Naruto then says, "Now that they're gone, we can fight for real. Are you ready?" And of course, Orochimaru's like, who might this be? Anyway, he's a pest. I guess he's part of their team. Ah, that girl must have told him already. Big mouth. I'll kill both of you. Anywho, of course, then Naruto's like, try me. I dare you. And of course, Orochimaru's like, you shouldn't get too cocky, kid. And of course, Naruto's like, I'm not getting too cocky. And, activates his Sharingan last moment. And actually, escapes Orochimaru's grasps, and Orochimaru was completely baffled on how Naruto had the Sharingan. Anywho, Naruto at first began to fight, Orochimaru with just taijutsu, and yeah, of course, Orochimaru was really impressed by Naruto's taijutsu abilities, and yeah, of course, Orochimaru realized, Orochimaru is, now that he knows that Naruto is an Uchiha himself, and he knows that Naruto Uzumaki is, Naruto Jinchuriki, he realizes that Naruto is a much better candidate to take the body of. Not only does he have the 3 Tomoe Sharingan, unlike Sasuke, who only had the 2, from the information that he's gathered. But Naruto also has the Ninetales inside of him, and so Orochimaru can use the Ninetales to his advantage to gain even more strength. But still, anywho, now, of course, Naruto allowed Orochimaru to get close to him, and basically, at last moment, Naruto's like, don't get too cocky. And as he says that, of course, now Naruto actually activates his Susanoo, and as he does that, he actually kicks, well, not kicks, stops Orochimaru from punching him. And then Naruto actually does something that no other person has really done before in the series, and compresses the Susanoo into the Susanoo ribcage, compresses into Naruto's own body. And even Tsukume, who's watching Naruto, was surprised by this ability. She never knew that she could do that, and Naruto just did it in front of her. But to be honest, she didn't really need it. She has the perfect Susanoo anyway. And I'll explain how she got the perfect Susanoo. And anyway, of course, Naruto kept fighting Orochimaru, and here Naruto, was about to use one of his abilities, to actually Naruto actually, he was about to, he actually uses one of his abilities to actually summon a kunai. Of course, this kunai was one that he could teleport to, and Naruto realized that this was one of his abilities. But still, of course, as he was about to use this, Naruto suddenly got a sudden pain in his eyes, and he realized that the Mangekyou Sharingan is having its toll on him, and the Shisui has warned him that if he ever weakens the Mangekyou Sharingan, not to ever overuse it, because if he does, he will be in grave danger of becoming blind. And Naruto completely forgot about that fact, and now he's his eyes are hurting and they're bleeding. And of course, Orochimaru takes this opportunity to and he was about to bite Naruto right in the neck. And of course, Naruto was really didn't even notice that Orochimaru was literally coming at him at full speed. But still, Naruto had no choice but to try to protect himself. But out of nowhere, a massive Susanoo sword appeared and stopped Orochimaru. Actually, cut his neck off, but Orochimaru turned into a log of wood. Anywho, Naruto then looked up and saw a masked figure, but he could tell that it was a woman because of the chest area being a bit bigger than a male's one. But of course, I'm saying this seriously. Do not take this on the wrong way. I'm not trying to say that oppas are nice, because they are nice, but still. Anywho, let's not get into my likings, my personal enjoyment. Anywho, now Naruto, of course, looks up and asks who this is. And of course, Naruto actually was barely able to open his eyes, and it was really blurry, but he could see that she was actually wearing a mask and she wasn't showing her face. And but of course, he realized that she's using a Susanoo. Of course, Naruto's like, you're an Uchiha too? I thought there were only a few members remaining, but I never knew there were more in the village. But anywho, of course, Shisui then says, not Shisui, Tsuki then says, yes, I'm an Uchiha, but it doesn't matter. And just saying, Tsuki actually has, the armored Susanoo right now, but she can use the perfect Susanoo because, now I'll get into the background of Tsuki. Tsuki actually had a little brother, a younger brother who was a generational genius. Of course, this younger brother already had the Mangekyo Sharingan because he saw, his parents get killed by Madara himself. Madara killed his own son, and yeah, they got killed right in front of, I'll say, Tok. Yeah, whatever, in front of his in front of his eyes, and he already had the two Tomoe Sharingan as a 6-year-old, just because of the amount of training he had to go with his grandfather. And in the end, he saw his own parents die, and Tsuki was actually training with Obito on this day, and so Madara saw that he actually awakened the not eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and tried to attack Madara. But Madara, even being old, he could take on this kid easily. But of course, Madara was about to use a fireball jutsu, but of course, this kid, not the fireball jutsu, the majestic destroyer flame, because he knows that he will survive this, and so he didn't really care. He actually used it, but that one of the abilities that he had is to copy any ninjutsu, and anywho, of course, this came with the cost of his vision, but still, anywho, he did it, and he actually countered it up. But of course, Madara in the end was able to continue the fight because he's much stronger than the kiddo. Anywho, now Naruto, well, not Naruto, then a few months later, Tsuki was actually hanging out with her little brother, and out of nowhere Madara came, and this was a bit before his death, and basically Madara killed the kid in front of her, and Tsuki, already having the 3 Tomoe Sharingan, awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan, and basically she tried to kill Madara, but then Madara put her in her place and said, if you ever try to kill me, if you ever try to hit me or anything, hurt me, I promise you, I'll kill you myself. I'll make you suffer just like I made your parents, your brother, suffer. Of course, Tsuki actually, hates Madara, but then, Madara actually consoled her by saying that one day she'll reunite with her parents, not in the afterlife, but in the perfect world that she herself will create with Obito, and they will continue his dream, and basically Tsukome. I said Tsuki so many times, I'm so sorry, guys. Tsukome, sorry. Tsukome, anywho, of course, she said, alright then, you better not be lying, or I swear I'll kill you myself. And of course, Madara is like, I promise I'm not lying to you, this is all the truth. And of course, then she actually had the eye transplant, and her Mangekyo Sharingan abilities is to copy any Kekkei Genkai. Of course, copying a ninjutsu is easy, but she can copy any Kekkei Genkai and actually use it once, same as her brother. They had the same Mangekyo Sharingan abilities for some reason, but still, anywho, of course, since she can only use it once, it means that she'll only be using it once, and that's it. And of course, she can only copy one at a time, and that is a liability. But still, once she awakened the eternal Monkey Sharingan, it actually allowed her to use any Kekkei Genkai for a certain amount of minutes. I'll say 10 minutes in a fight, and also you can you can copy multiple ones, and so basically imagine you're fighting 2 Kekkei Genkai users, for example Haku and let's say Kimimaru. Imagine fighting these 2. Yes, so imagine both of those Kekkei Genkais, imagine you using both of those Kekkei Genkais. Yeah, that's kind of overpowered. And of course, her Susanoo ability is to actually create one of her Susanoo abilities is to create a sword that can actually seal you away, and not really seal you away, seal your chakra away, and it pretty much is a one shot because it can actually kill you. But also another one of Susanoo abilities is another another one of Susanoo abilities. One of the Susanoo, weapons is a bow and arrow, not the crossbow that Sasuke has, but an actual bow and arrow, and that is the perfect Susanoo one. And that one is much more, it's much stronger because she can actually use a long range, and also she has a small, I was about to say Keyblade, a small dagger on her hip of the Susanoo, and her Susanoo is pink, and Naruto is purple, but I'm not purple, yellow. Sorry, got confused there. Anywho, after this, Tsukome, saves Naruto and tells him to run because she's going to have to kill him, and yeah, of course, Tsukome. Tsukome actually actually has another ability, which is becoming. Oh no, sorry, that's not Tsukome. Sorry, that's Naruto. Naruto has another ability where he can actually become untangible. So basically, he can actually use the Kamuya abilities. You know what I mean? Anywho, and he can use it with his Susanoo too. And Naruto Susanoo is just as OP as Tsukome's one. But anywho, Tsukome actually started to get a liking to Naruto, and anywho, of course, she was like, why am I getting these feelings? No, there's no way. Anywho, of course, Tsukome's true dream is to have someone that loves her and someone that she loves back, and she wants a family basically. And her family got taken away from her, and now look, she has to deal. Of course, she is a growing girl, and of course, she will get these feelings. And Naruto is someone that she finds attractive, and also someone that went through a lot of pain, just like her. So, she can relate to Naruto, but still, now after this, Naruto ran away and actually arrived to, Sakura. Of course, he came to see that Sakura was actually getting attacked, by the sound trio, and yeah, of course, this pissed off Naruto to the point where he actually came in and swooped by them and annihilated all of them. But still, now Naruto, of course, saves Sakura and leaves, not leaves, then while he was actually fighting the sound trio, or the sound shinobi, Sasuke wakes up. Remember, he got bitten a bit earlier here, and so Sasuke destroys the sound shinobi just like in the original, but with Naruto this time. And here he wasn't stopped. He was actually he kept going and tried to attack Naruto, but Naruto just punched him in the gut and broke him out of his curse mark state. And Sasuke's like, what the fuck, why are you punching me, you Indian? I said, what did I say? Indian? I'm an idiot. What? No, what? Oh, yo, guys. Oh, my brain. Guys, please don't take me seriously. What? Why did I say Indian? What? Ugh, I'm an idiot. I was meant to say idiot, but then Indian came out. I don't know why, but sorry, guys. Anyway, of course, he calls him an idiot for punching him, and Naruto's like, you were freaking attacking me. What can I do? Just get killed? What do you want? Huh? And basically, of course, Naruto was already irritated by completely forgetting about the side effects of using the Mangekyo Sharingan, and realizes that he can't really use the Mangekyo Sharingan to its full abilities because he doesn't have the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, which Shisui said that you need basically one of your in the original it says sibling, but I'm pretty sure it's family member, because I don't see Sarada ever getting the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan without Sasuke's Sharingan in the first place, and Sasuke's Sharingan is already the Eternal Mangekyo, so she'll just have like a triple Mangekyo or something. But still, anywho, of course, I'll say that Naruto can get his father's eyes, which actually have the Mangekyo Sharingan. Right before Minato died, he actually awakened the Mangekyo because he saw his wife get killed right in front of him with him. And anywho, of course, the Hokage actually came to that conclusion, and so he actually stowed away Minato's eyes himself instead of giving them to Danzo. And yeah, Minato's eyes are accessible for Naruto in case one day he wants the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. And anywho, after this, Naruto and Team 7, of course, having a scroll, the two scrolls actually go off and actually, qualify for the preliminaries. And yeah, they're not first, they're not second, they're pretty much one of the last teams to arrive. Not pretty much the last, but they're not first, that's for sure. But still, anywho, after this, Team 7 actually gets a few hours of a break, and then basically, the preliminaries begin. Here they begin earlier than my usual voice, but still, hope you still enjoy it. Anywho, of course, Naruto, realizing that not only is there Orochimaru in the village, but there is someone else that actually, helped him beat or escape Orochimaru. And yeah, he's grateful to that person, but he really wants to find out who he is, and he wants to thank her personally, and especially because he actually wanted to ask her a question or two, if she can train him. And of course, Tsukome is not going to train Naruto, but still, now Naruto, knowing a few of his abilities, is actually pretty overpowered right now, but still, of course, Naruto, in the fight against Kiba, he actually doesn't want to show that he has wood release, but, he shows off a bit of his abilities. For example, using the, body flicker, to an extent where even some Jonins couldn't keep up. For example, Kuronai and Asuma, they couldn't keep up with this kind of body flicker. Of course, Might Guy, the Hokage, and some other Jonins were obviously able to. And yeah, anywho, 1 second, guys. Anywho, everyone was really impressed by Naruto, and anywho, the Hokage was really, really impressed by Naruto, because the last time he actually saw Naruto in action, it was quite like a few years ago, and that was when Shisui was alive, and Naruto was nowhere near as good as right now with the body flicker. But right now, Naruto really reminds him of Shisui himself, using the body flicker, or maybe even better. And he knows that Naruto will be even better than Shisui at using the body flicker, because Naruto has so much time, unlike Shisui, who, in the end, pretty much his days were counted, because, Danzo wanted his eyes. But still, anywho, now Naruto, who beat Kiba, he's actually resting. He doesn't care about the other fights. Sakura still loses. The fights go exactly the same as per normal. Of course, the only fight that he's truly intrigued by is Gaara's one, because he sees that Gaara annihilates Lee, and here Naruto himself actually goes down to actually protect Lee with Might Guy, and says that that's enough. And of course, Might Guy stops the sand from getting closer to Lee, while Naruto actually restrains Gaara from getting any closer to Lee, of course, in case he does. And Naruto's actually here, he actually has to use his wood release abilities to actually stop Gaara, in case he's able to escape his grasps. But anywho, now of course everyone saw that Naruto has wood release, and they were completely baffled. But of course, after this, the preliminaries were done, and everyone who passed, there will be, in a month's time, they'll be fighting in the finals. And of course, some people were asking about Naruto having the eternal, well, not eternal having the would release ability, and basically they want to know how, and basically the Hokage just denied that they must that he's not going to tell them, and it's a top secret, it's an S-rank secret, and they cannot know, they're not allowed to know. And anywho, of course, they were kind of bummed out, because they really wanted to know how Naruto got would release, especially out of everyone Naruto, because they all still think Naruto is like a failure or something, but still, that's completely not true. Naruto is pretty much one of the strongest shinobi in the Leaf Village right now. But anywho, now after this, Naruto still, since he already trained with Kakashi, actually lets Sasuke have his turn with Kakashi, and Master Ichidori too. And anywho, of course, now Naruto is training on his own. To be honest, he actually realized that maybe training on his own might be better than training with anyone else. Ibisu can't help Naruto out, and pretty much there is no one that can really help Naruto in the things that he truly needs, except either it's Jiraiya, Tsukome, or the Hokage himself. The Hokage really can't. Tsukome will not. And of course, the only person is Jiraiya. But of course, now Naruto goes down to the Leaf Village to actually get some ramen, and still bumps into Jiraiya accidentally. And Jiraiya says, "So you must be Naruto." And of course, they still have that same interaction like in the original. And of course, Naruto still becomes his student, like usual. And then now Naruto, of course, after becoming his student, begins, the training with the, Jiraiya. And yeah, now, Jiraiya actually, begins the training of Naruto. And yeah, now, of course, Naruto is pretty ecstatic about, this training, because it's the first time he gets to train with anyone else other than, himself, or, no one else pretty much. But still, anywho, Naruto is ecstatic about it, and so he's ready. Of course, he begins his training by actually doing the summoning jutsu, which he actually masters within a day. And of course, Jiraiya is really stunned that Naruto actually did it within a day. And yeah, of course, now remember, Naruto's chakra control and immense amount of chakra is like top tier. Anywho, now of course, Naruto, after this, actually, completes his a little bit of taijutsu that he needed to, go over. And that was pretty much it for Naruto's training. Though, Jiraiya saw the potential in Naruto, and he's like, might as well just teach him already. And so, Jiraiya says, "Are you ready, Naruto?" And Naruto's like, "Huh?" And Jiraiya then says, "There is an A rank technique I want to teach you. It may not seem too intriguing right now to you, since you are pretty much one of the strongest fighters, well, in the tuning exams, but this A rank technique is not complete yet, so you can make it even stronger if you want to, of course." And of course, Naruto is like, "Of course I want to learn it, so teach me already." And of course, Jiraiya is like, that's the attitude. That's the attitude I love from the students. And anywho, of course, now Naruto and Jiraiya begin, the Rasengan training. And here, Naruto actually masters it not within a week. He actually takes 2 weeks. So, he has 1 week left. And here, Jiraiya actually asks Naruto if he, knows who his parents are. And basically, Naruto's like, "No, apparently it's a secret. I can't know who my parents are," which makes absolutely no sense. And, Jiraiya laughs and says, "Oh, I guess people are keeping a secret from you." And of course, Naruto wants to know, and basically Jiraiya then says, "I mean, if he is an S-rank secret, I shouldn't tell you." And Naruto then says, "But why?" And basically Jiraiya's like, "In due time, Naruto, in due time I shall tell you myself." And anywho, Naruto's like, "You better remember, that's a promise." And of course, now the training, Naruto's training is over. And Jiraiya, in the end, he still can't make it to the tuning exams. And Naruto's kind of bummed out, but it is what it is. Naruto knows that Jiraiya has work of his own. He can't just come and watch Naruto just because it's his student. Because he remember, Jiraiya is a legendary Saiyan, and Naruto understands that he has his own work, and he is protecting the village from afar. But still, anywho, now Naruto's first fight is against Neji, who he still wants to annihilate, because he saw how badly he obliterated Hinata. And that was just too much. Like, bro, she already lost. Like, why are you gonna just continue in it? And like, Naruto doesn't have a crush on her or anything, but still, he himself was like, "Nah, that was way too much. You went overboard." Anywho, and so he kind of wants to avenge Hinata of some sorts. Anywho, after this, Naruto, of course, obliterates Neji in this fight. And yeah, Neji really had no chance here. And so, Naruto just uses his wood release abilities. And now he's actually showing to the world. He's literally telling the world that he's not weak. He is someone, and he'll become someone even stronger. And one day, he'll show them that he'll prove them all wrong by becoming Hokage. And, he shouts that out, and basically then, creates a Rasengan and says Rasengan. And basically, he annihilates, Neji, and Neji goes flying. And yeah, of course, the fight is won by Naruto. And Naruto showed to everyone that he is not a failure. And a lot of people were, ecstatic about, Naruto just showing off, how strong he truly is, and that he really isn't a failure. And some people were like, "Oh no, the demon fox, you must be helping the kiddo." And of course, some people were just scared and, out of their minds, and they're like, "Kill the kid, don't allow him to become a chunin, please." blah blah blah. And of course Naruto was kind of bummed out by this, but still. Anywho, the next fight was Shikamaru's, because Sasuke still came late. And anywho, Naruto saw that Shikamaru kind of annihilated. And of course, Shikamaru was trained by Naruto as well. And so Shikamaru has a lot more potential here. And, he still wants to show off to Naruto that he's not, weaker than him. He's actually either on par or even stronger. And he will take the title of Chunin. And Naruto and Shikamaru and Choji, of course. Choji, even though he got kicked out, Naruto wasn't, too disappointed. He knew that Choji tried his best. But still, anywho, now, Shikamaru tells Naruto that they'll fight in the finals, and Shikamaru will win, and Naruto's like, best of luck, friend. And of course now Naruto and Shikamaru, spot, and yeah, they go off their own ways. Anywho, they trained on their own, and yeah, now Shikamaru of course won his fight, and this time he didn't actually give up, because Shikamaru really wants to win and show fight Naruto in the finals, because remember, they're kind of rivals as well. Anywho, now Naruto, who watches the next fight, which is basically a win for Shino, because Kankuro didn't really want to fight at all, and yeah, of course Shino was bummed out, but still, then it's actually the big fight, the anticipated fight between the last surviving Uchiha in the village and Gaara. Anywho, and this fight begins as per normal. Gaara actually, well, it goes the same pretty much, so I'm not going to cover it, because I want to cover the whole of the tuning exams, and of course, anywho, now, of course, here, the fight goes the same. Sasuke still gets to, penetrate, Gaara's sand dome, and Gaara gets pissed off as usual, and yeah, Tsukumo is actually watching this, and of course the leaf attack actually begins, and everyone is panicking, and Naruto realizes that he has to do something, and he actually follows Sasuke on his own, and of course then he's actually joined by both Sakura and Shikamaru, and yeah, of course Shikamaru is here because he actually wants to help. Oops, I'm so sorry, guys. Naruto actually, Shikamaru actually wants to help Naruto, his friend. But anyways, after this, Naruto, Shikamaru, and Sakura actually, all split up in the end. Well, not Sakura and Naruto. Naruto, Shino arrived, and, now Sakura actually got annihilated. But Gaara, same as Sasuke, is getting annihilated. And so Naruto made 2 clones, which then, both used the Susanoo abilities, which, Naruto was trying to not use, because, he will lose his sight one day by using the Mangekyo ability. The Mangekyo abilities too much. But anywho, he actually uses 2 swords of the Mangekyo to cut off, Gaara's arms. But then, they just regenerate because they're sand, basically. And basically, Gaara gets pissed off and goes into full Shikaku form. And Naruto realizes that he has to fight with Gamabunta. And so he summons Gamabunta. And in the end, Naruto still transforms Gamabunta into, the Nine Tails. And here, Naruto falls, still gives the same Takano jutsu to Gaara, and, falls to the ground. And yeah, of course, Naruto then wakes up days later, the Hokage actually, dying as per normal. And here, the Hokage's last wish was, he actually told Kakashi, and he said, Kakashi, please tell Naruto who his parents were. And of course, he passed on. And here, Naruto woke up a few days later. Remember, Naruto already losing eyesight. And basically, the Hokage actually gave a little, piece of paper to Kakashi where, Minato's eyes were kept by himself. And he was actually in his, basement. So no one could have them in, not his basement, his, storage room. And then I know it's not a safe place, but no one really expects freaking Uchiha eyes to be there. But still, anywho, of course, Kakashi takes them and gives them to Naruto once he wakes up. And of course, Naruto cries because he finally found out his parents were. And of course, he should have met them in the Painok, but still, he realized he had to do it now because he needs the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, especially because he's starting to go blind. Anyway, of course, Naruto, still after the funeral, wanted to have the transplant, but of course, Jiraiya, who declined wanting to be Hokage, the 5th Hokage. And while this was all happening, the attack on the leaf, not the attack, but the fight against Itachi and Kisame still happened as per normal. And so Kakashi still got put under the coma, and Now, Tsunade was needed more than ever, but still, after this, Naruto and Jiraiya went off on their own and they found Tsunade. But of course, Tsunade still badmouthed all the Hokage. And Naruto got pretty pissed, not only because the third, was like a grandfather to him, but also and he saved him multiple times, and he is the one who, he met Shisui through, and also his father. And of course, Naruto got pretty pissed. He's like, "You old hag, how dare you badmouth all the Hokage?" And basically, he said, "One day I'll become Hokage myself. I promise you that, and I'll show you that I'll be the best. I won't. I'm not a fool. None of the Hokage were fools. Anywho, of course, then Tsunade said, "I want to take you outside, kiddo." And of course, Naruto, after actually begins the fight, and in the end, Tsunade actually gets obliterated by Naruto, and basically Naruto just smells like, Nawaki and her lover, I forgot his name, but still, of course, Tsunade actually wants to return to the village, and here the fight against uh Orochimaru never happens because, Tsunade actually decides to get over her own fear of blood on her own. And yeah, she returns to actually do the transplant on Naruto's eyes, after a bit. And also Sasuke, gets healed, and same as, I'm just saying, Sasuke still, got obliterated by, Itachi. Sorry, I didn't mention that. That was pretty irrelevant, but still. And then Kakashi got healed. And also, while this was all happening, Sasuke actually, got pretty jealous, and Naruto actually woke up a few days after Sasuke, and this, Sasuke still challenged Naruto, and Naruto was, injured and all, and Naruto still accepted, saying that this is all for the best. And then Tsukome is watching this, and she said, "No, Naruto, don't do it, please. You're just going to hurt yourself even more." Because Tsukome was really saddened by, how she couldn't help Naruto in, during the battle against Gaara, and that is when Naruto actually exerted a lot of, um, of his Mangekyo abilities, especially using the two swords, which is actually really hard for Naruto to compress such a big sword into, a katana that he can hold. But anywho, of course, now Naruto actually fights Sasuke and actually beats him even half blind. Remember, he's actually using bandages, but still, of course, they don't know about Naruto being an Uchiha, and it was just apparently an operation because Naruto got hurt in the eyes while they were actually coming back, and it was just, for precautions in case Naruto had some disease or something. But still, that was the excuse. But anyway, Sasuke still leaves on that night, and Sakura is still found by Naruto, who was actually going to the convenience store. He actually took off the bandages. He was actually able to see properly, and his Sharingan wasn't activated the whole time. And yeah, he saw Sakura, and yeah, anywho, that's where I'm gonna end off. I hope you enjoyed it. And just saying, Naruto is really, really nerfed right now, especially because he is not used to the new Mangekyo Sharingan. He didn't get enough rest. He just took the bandages off. That means this is the first day after his the first day of recovery of Naruto. This is the first day after his transplant, and he just took the bandages off because, he just wanted to see it, and he was allowed to take the bandages off, but he's not allowed to use Sharingan. Anyway, that's where I'm gonna end off. I hope you'll enjoy it. Please stay safe. This was the King of Weebs. I hope you don't forget to subscribe to Ratreet, Miniman Ratreet, and my friend Hxmesh. And also, don't forget to follow Shoker on Instagram, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and also don't forget to get your link, join the Discord server, link in the description below. And you can get some good quality anime merch from Beautiful Halo. If you order $49 plus, you can get 5% off with the code MEME, MEME. And if you have a $99 plus order, you can get 10% off with the same code MEME, MEME. Use my link in the description below. Sign up so you can support the channel in your own way by getting something in return, by actually getting some good quality anime merch with a discount. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed it. Please stay safe, and peace. My ducklings are dismissed. Stay safe.